What's up, guys? TitanGoji here, and let's talk about G-Fest. So this is my very first time going to G-Fest ever. I was really excited, and when I arrived in Chicago on Thursday, first thing me and my little brother did was we went to go see the Valley of Gwangi at the Pickwick Theater. And since G-Fest hasn't started yet, me and my siblings, we went to Millennium Park. We checked out the big bean that was over there, and I took pictures of the tower from Rampage. And we also went to this one thing called the Taste of Chicago, which is a lot of food there. There's music too. It was also my first time eating alligator and snake, which is pretty delicious, by the way. So Friday, G-Fest finally started, and the first thing that happened is I got to meet a lot of people, like my friends Ian and Chris, who you may know as Muto the Official on Instagram or Takatsu on Instagram. Whereas Chris, you may know him as ChickenMan456 on both YouTube and Instagram. Also met some other people like Louis Duran, Godzilla, Goji Franklin, and all that. And then I got autographs from Megumi Odaka, who's a very, very sweet lady, by the way. It's like every time you see her or whenever she's present, like you can't help but smile and your heart just starts to flutter. Like, she was so excited to see everyone that it was really heartwarming, you know. And then I got an autograph from Godzilla suit actor Kenpaichiro Satsuma, who was really cool, by the way. And then I met Don Fry, who is just an absolute legend. Don Fry, he's so hilarious. Like, it's just awesome being around him. I mean, he's Captain Gordon from Godzilla Final Wars. Like, what more do you expect? And then I got an autograph from Robert Scott Field, who's probably the most chill guy you will ever meet in your life. And then the next thing I wanted to do was find myself an Orochi. For those who don't know, Orochi is not only a Japanese mythological creature, but a kaiju that appears in the film Yamato Takeru. So an Orochi figure is really rare and hard to find, and if you do find one, it's pretty darn expensive. And then I found out that Monstrosities had their own table in the dealer's room, and I went there only to find out that they ran out of Orochis. And Goji Franklin took the last one, so I was pretty mad about it. Then I finally met Keizo Murasi. Those who don't know, Keizo Murasi is a kaiju designer. He designed many of the kaiju in the Godzilla series, like Varan, Mothra, King Ghidorah, Titanosaurus, and whatnot. He's actually working on a new film called Howl from Beyond the Fog, and he also had his own room full of props. There was like a Ghidorah head as well as a Mothra head, and you can also see a Nebula head, Nebula being the kaiju from his new film Howl from Beyond the Fog. And then later that night, I went to go see Rampage. I was gonna see it with Ian and Chris, but my Uber was late, so I was late to the movie and didn't really get to hang out with them. It was a pretty bad experience. But anyway, I saw Rampage. It was a very litty movie. And then we go on to Saturday. I met Don Fry again, who I may or may not have loose connections with. One thing I forgot to mention was that I finally met Matt Burkett from Monstrosities. For those who don't know, he actually gave me a shout out last year, and we finally met up, hung out and whatnot, and it was a pretty chill time. Then I met other people like OGFan1993, Matt Frank, a whole bunch of other people, including Rich Iso, who is way shorter than I expected him to be. And then we got our first look at Howl from Beyond the Fog. There was a whole panel about it, as well as a teaser trailer. You can look at some of the stuff in my channel. Then I also met Gene Rizzardi, who is the special effects sculptor, or I think one of them, from Godzilla 1998. And then later that night, me, Ian, Chris, and some of their other friends, we all went to Galloping Ghost Arcade, which was a total blast. We had a lot of fun there. And then Sunday. you know, it's like a giant wave of depression just sort of hit everyone on Sunday. Like, everyone wants to go home, everyone's sad that the convention's almost over. Might as well just make the best of it, you know? So, I stumbled upon Murasi again, then I saw Satsuma again, and then I hung out with Matt from Monstrosities some more. He was showing me some magazines, giving me some tips for future videos as well. And then I met Koichi, Kawakita's daughter. Again, very sweet lady. You know, just mad respect for her going out there, coming here to the US, representing her father. Then I saw Don Fry again. Then I watched a bit of Goji Fan 1993's new film, Wrath of the Hybrid. I mean, it was pretty nice from what I've seen so far. I'll probably share my thoughts on the full movie in a future video. Then I hung out with Ian and Chris some more. We saw Barbara Scott Field again. We saw Megumi Odaka again. And then later that night, I finally got myself an Orochi on eBay for $200. Now I don't feel so bad anymore. Then I went to the after party and yeah, that was it. That was basically like the quick rundown of what happened while I was at G-Fest, or the stuff that I sort of experienced. I apologize if this video was a little too short for like a, you know, my time at G-Fest video, but my phone's kind of running out of space, so and I actually plan to make a haul video here pretty soon. So yeah, as well as the future of G-Fest, I'm definitely thinking about coming next year. Anyway, that is it for this video. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. I'll see you guys later.
This is America, folks.